All right, we've been carrying the official funeral service of the former Deputy Minister Aziz Pahad at the Westpark Cemetery. That's where our reporter Juniour Khumalo is. We spoke to you earlier on, Juniour, as the family and the dignitaries and the friends were there observing the last parts of this official funeral. I imagine you're also speaking to some people there who have been close to Mr. Pahad.
Indeed, Clement, we are speaking to one person who knows Mr. Pahad very well, a former ambassador, Welile Nhlapho. He also spoke briefly during the official program about the life of Mr. Aziz Pahad, but we got him here with us. Baba, thank you so much for joining us. Could you just give us, tell us a bit more about what you remember in particular about the former minister?
There are many things, as I'm sure you've been listening when I was asked to make that tribute, and all the other speakers that made tributes after me. It rounds it all up. What we're sharing and talking about is Aziz and what he was to everybody. And his dedication not only to the struggle of our people, but the struggle of all peoples that he came to support. And was one of those who built a formidable movement in support of our struggle in the form of the anti-apartheid movements, working from London and doing so in Europe and elsewhere. An architect of our foreign policy from the very beginning, and guided us in the implementation of that foreign policy as the Deputy Minister. Had a very sharp intellect, very good sense of humor, but was able to get the best out of everybody because he paid attention to everybody and wanted to make sure that all of us can be able to deliver our mandate so that our people can enjoy the freedom that we have achieved and that we can create what we have committed ourselves to.
President Cyril Ramaphosa spoke about how in the past couple of years we've lost a lot of leaders who played a critical role in the fight against apartheid and were critical in shaping the ANC. What sort of void does Mr. Pahad's death leave within the African National Congress?
No, Aziz did. You know, he is an author of a book entitled Insurgent Diplomat, where he goes into details about the beginning of reaching out between the South African intelligence services and the ANC. And he worked very closely with President Thabo Mbeki at the time to get to understand what is possible, and therefore broke the ice. We ended up with negotiations because that's where it started. He was part of that process. He was part of the negotiations themselves, leading in the Sub-Council on Foreign Relations, where again the foreign policy perspective of a new South Africa was debated. And ultimately, the principles that we see today, which are also enshrined in our constitution, were adopted. And of course, there are many other comrades who are still alive and many who have passed on, who traveled this journey with him and together, continuously, steadfastly made sure that our country occupies its rightful place in the international community of nations. And I think we have succeeded in building the profile that South Africa, in the end, had in the international community and on our continent.
Thank you so much, former ambassador. That is the former ambassador Welile Nhlapho, who worked with Mr. Aziz Pahad, and he says he played a very crucial role not only within the African National Congress but also in shaping South Africa's foreign policy. He speaks about how the negotiations to unban the ANC and also that led to a democratic South Africa were in part led by Mr. Aziz Pahad together with the ANC's National Executive Committee, Clement.
All right, Juniour Khumalo, thank you.